And former President Trump posting a statement on Truth Social today, touting his poll numbers over his closest rival, Governor Ron DeSantis. Also in the polls, I am beating Biden by a lot. Rob isn't. Also way up on Ron. Check out the DeSantis speech at the Trump rally I gave to get him elected. Not easy, P.S. I got 1.2 million more votes in Florida than Ron. Little reported fact. Here with his thoughts, advisor to President Trump and former advisor to President Bill Clinton and host of Dick Morris Democracy, Dick Morris himself. Dick, I also want to point out, because that's a little too easy to set you up with that, I want to also ask you about, there's a new poll that shows that in Florida, DeSantis... There, I did it for you. DeSantis has 38.2% and Trump 38%. Now, this is from a Victory Insight survey. To be honest, I'm not that familiar with them. But is there any possibility that this race is getting tighter?
No. The poll you're referring to is one of a series of polls that were taken basically to get DeSantis to run. And they're terrible polls. The pollster is either very dumb or very biased. And it's unfortunate because it probably was on the basis of that research that DeSantis decided to run. For example, they have 10% more college graduates than they should, and college graduates are more likely to vote for DeSantis. They have more independents than they should, and the closer you get to a straight Republican, the better Trump does. These are polls that are consciously and deliberately biased to try to persuade DeSantis to make a futile race. And it's like persuading a kamikaze pilot to go fly.
And Dick, also...
Well, yeah, you know what they did? They taught the kamikaze pilots to fly, but they didn't teach them to land. And the landing is pretty important.
Right? Yeah.
Well, they land, but just in a carrier.
Exactly. They didn't need to know how to land. Yeah. All right, Dick. Also, this week, both Governor DeSantis and former President Trump are headed to Iowa to drum up support. Who has the most to gain in Iowa? But first, I'm dying to know, what was with the mention of Rob in Donald Trump's tweet? That threw me off. What's up with the Rob?
I don't know. I don't think he's mad at Rob. I think he's mad at Ron. But I think that in Iowa, I did a poll with John McLaughlin that showed Trump overwhelmingly ahead, 18 points in a two-way and more than 30 points in a 4- or 5-way field. It's important to realize that that earlier story you had about the diversity of the Democratic race and so many people are getting in, that chops up the anti-Trump vote into very small bits. For example, in my Iowa poll, when you ran Trump against DeSantis, there was an 18-point margin. But when you ran Trump against the field, Trump had a 34-point margin over DeSantis because Pence got his votes, and Christie may have gotten his, and Haley and Scott, each of them got small vote shares. And there was no united anti-Trump vote. So I think that the larger the field gets, the more fragmented the non-Trump vote gets, whereas Trump's vote seems unaffected. It was about the same in a two-way race as it was in an 8-way race.
All right, Dick Morris, thank you very much for joining us, sir.
Thank you.